There are moments in Earth's history that fit neatly into equations, events that can be measured, dated, explained, and filed away in textbooks. And then there are moments like this, an event so sudden, so global, and so deeply strange that even today, despite satellite supercomputers and centuries of research, scientists still debate what truly happened. It began without warning. No explosion shook the ground. No fire fell from the sky. No volcano announced itself with thunder. In fact, to those living through it, the day may have looked perfectly ordinary. The sun rose. Winds moved through forests. Oceans rolled as they always had. And yet, something fundamental had changed. Across the planet, instruments would have failed if such instruments existed. Compasses would have behaved strangely. The sky would have looked wrong. Not darker, not brighter, just unfamiliar, as if reality itself had shifted slightly out of alignment. Then the effects began to surface. In regions thousands of kilometers apart, animals behaved erratically. Migratory species abandoned routes they had followed for generations. Herds gathered tightly together, restless, moving without direction. Birds took to the skies and circled for hours, unable to settle, as if the earth beneath them had lost its rhythm. Humans felt it too. Ancient communities recorded the same sensation in different ways. Stories of a silent day, of winds that refused to blow, of a sun that felt distant even when it shone. Oral traditions passed down descriptions of time behaving strangely, of a moment when the world paused. And then came the losses. Trees that had stood for centuries began to die, not from fire, not from cold, not from disease, but all at once, across vast regions. Forests thinned as if something invisible had passed through them. In the oceans, entire layers of life vanished. Sediments buried sudden mass deaths of plankton, the very foundation of marine ecosystems. To this day, those layers remain. Thin lines in stone, sharp boundaries in time. Above them, life looks different. Below them, a world that never returned. Scientists have searched for obvious causes. They have scoured the evidence for signs of asteroid impacts, but found no crater large enough to explain the scale. They looked for massive volcanic eruptions, but no matching ash layers appeared worldwide. Climate change? Yes, but too fast. Too abrupt. Too synchronized. The planet didn't slowly change. It jumped. Ice cores extracted from Greenland and Antarctica show sudden spikes and drops in temperature. Changes that occurred not over thousands of years, but over decades. Sometimes faster. Chemical signatures appeared and disappeared with no clear source. Atmospheric gases rose and fell in patterns that defied known models. Something had interfered with Earth systems. But what? One theory suggests a catastrophic rearrangement of ocean currents, an interruption so severe that it collapsed climate stability in a geological instant. Another proposes a sudden shift in Earth's magnetic field, destabilizing radiation, shielding and affecting life in subtle but deadly ways. Some researchers argue for a cosmic cause, not an impact, but close pass, a rogue celestial object, massive enough to disturb Earth's gravity, yet distant enough to leave no scar. Others go further. They suggest Earth itself may have crossed through something unseen, a dense cloud of interstellar matter, a region of space capable of altering solar radiation, disrupting climate, and stressing ecosystems beyond recovery. The unsettling truth is this. Each theory explains part of the evidence. None explain all of it. What makes this event even more disturbing is its selectivity. Not all life died. Some species disappeared completely, leaving no descendants. Others survived, seemingly untouched. Small, resilient organisms endured where giants fell. Simple life outlasted the complex. Flexibility proved more valuable than strength. The world didn't end, but it changed direction. After the event, evolution accelerated. New species appeared rapidly. Ecosystems reorganized themselves as if rebuilding from an invisible shock. The planet entered a new phase, quietly, without drama, but permanently altered. If the event hadn't occurred, the Earth we know today might not exist. And yet, despite its importance, it has no name. No single day marked it. No monument records it. No crater announces its arrival. It lives only in stone, in ice, and in unanswered questions. A reminder that not all catastrophes announce themselves with fire. Some arrive in silence. And long after they pass, even the brightest minds on Earth are left staring at the evidence, asking the same question. What really happened? Long after the event had passed, Earth looked calm again. Rivers flowed. Forests regrew. Ice retreated or advanced into new boundaries. To an observer arriving centuries later, the planet would have seemed stable, almost peaceful. But beneath that calm surface, the scars remained, written into the deepest memory of the Earth itself. Geologists would one day notice it first. A strange discontinuity in rock layers across multiple continents. Not gradual, not eroded. A sharp break, like a sentence cut off mid-word. Below it, fossils told one story. Above it, a different one entirely. Species that had thrived for millions of years were suddenly gone. In their place appeared organisms that seemed unprepared, yet adaptable. This wasn't a slow extinction. It was a reset. What troubled scientists most was how synchronized the changes were. Oceans, atmosphere, land ecosystems, all shifted within an alarmingly narrow window of time. Earth systems, usually buffered against rapid collapse, had failed together. That alone suggested something extraordinary. Modern climate models struggle to recreate such a sudden global shift without invoking extreme forces. Even the largest volcanic eruptions known to science fail to match the scale. Asteroid impacts leave unmistakable fingerprints. This event left whispers. One of the most unsettling discoveries came from ice cores. Tiny bubbles trapped in ancient ice preserve snapshots of ancient air. Within them, researchers found abrupt changes in greenhouse gases, methane spikes followed by sudden drops. Oxygen isotopes swung wildly. These weren't signs of slow environmental stress. They were signs of shock. Some scientists propose that massive releases of methane from the ocean floor, triggered by pressure changes or warming, could have poisoned the atmosphere and oceans in a geological instant. Others argued the opposite, that extreme cooling locked methane away and starved ecosystems of energy. Both ideas fit parts of the data. Neither fit all. Then there was the magnetic question. Earth's magnetic field is not fixed. It weakens, strengthens, and occasionally shifts entirely. Some evidence suggests the event coincided with a dramatic geomagnetic disturbance. If the magnetic shield weakened suddenly, the planet would have been exposed to increased cosmic radiation, enough to disrupt climate patterns, damage DNA, and collapse food chains without a single visible explosion. Life wouldn't burn. It would fail. Yet even this theory leaves gaps. Radiation should affect all organisms similarly, but the fossil record shows selective survival. Creatures with flexible diets, rapid reproduction, and tolerance for environmental swings endured. Specialists vanished. The event didn't just remove life. It chose. That choice shaped everything that followed. In the wake of the catastrophe, Earth entered a period of accelerated evolution, freed ecological niches, invited experimentation. Body plans diversified. Survival favored adaptability over dominance. Predators shrank. Generalists thrived. Intelligence, once a risky investment, began to show value. Without this mysterious interruption, the long arc of life might have remained stable for millions of years. No urgency. No pressure to innovate. No push toward complexity. In other words, without this unexplained event, the path that eventually led to humans might never have opened. And that is perhaps the most unsettling implication. The rise of modern ecosystems and humanity itself may be the indirect result of catastrophe no one fully understands. Even today, the event resists classification. It doesn't fit neatly into extinction categories. It wasn't a single disaster, but not a slow decline either. It occupies an uncomfortable middle ground, a reminder that Earth's greatest transformations don't always announce themselves loudly. Some scientists now believe similar events may have occurred multiple times in Earth's past, hidden between better-known disasters. Quiet resets, subtle interruptions, moments when the planet rebalanced itself in ways we still cannot predict, which raises a troubling question. If it happened before, could it happen again? Modern civilization depends on stability, predictable seasons, reliable oceans, A calm magnetic field. We assume the Earth changes slowly, on timescales longer than human lives. The geological record suggests otherwise. It tells us the planet can shift suddenly, silently, without warning. And when it does, survival does not favor the strongest or the smartest, but the most adaptable. The event scientists still can't explain is not just a mystery of the past. It's a warning written in stone, a reminder that Earth does not owe its inhabitants continuity, that history can turn on invisible forces, and that some of the most powerful moments in our planet's story arrive not with fire, but with silence,